So you notice whatever it is, you notice the thought. That's the second step to building this self-confidence. And then you do something that's the opposite of that thought. So you replace the thought with whatever is true, like this is an opportunity. So let's say you had the thought, like, I don't need to encourage other people because they should be able to encourage themselves. And then you realize the thought is like, well, that's kind of selfish. Who knows how their life is going? And it's actually a generous act to encourage them and point out what you see going right, what they're doing right, and that you appreciate them. And so you write that out. It's true. You know it's true. And then you kind of notice how that impacts you. And then you go and you follow that thing that you want, that you realize is the truth. So you go out, and if your mind is telling you and your emotions are telling you, don't engage people at school, protect yourself, don't try that new thing, don't engage that scary activity, whatever it may be, then you do the opposite of that. And you do the opposite is going to be something that's true. So the opposite is like, it's great to meet new people. You go ahead and do it. You do that uncomfortable thing, even though you don't feel like it. Scary part about doing stuff like that is, and this is what I struggle with myself, is I think if I do that opposite thing when I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to break down, or I'm going to look very awkward, or I'm even potentially going to like get emotional. And so I don't want to be in that situation. And I will avoid those kinds of situations. So, but even then, if I go ahead and face it, for some reason, that emotion and that fear, once I have actually faced it, goes away. It's kind of like skydiving. I've told people this many times that skydiving is not as scary as facing an emotional fear. Skydiving, you fly up in the plane, and once you jump, and yes, I've done it. I mean, it's fun. I think it's a really cool thing to do. I encourage people to do it because it is safe and everything. I know some of you don't believe me there, but once you get out of the plane, it's like bliss. I mean, it's like nothing. You're either going to die or you're going to land. And you know you're going to land because you're jumping with a really skilled tandem skydiver who's alive and wants to stay alive as well. It's that the fear is up until you jump, and then you let go. And I don't know anybody that said after they jump they've had terror after the jump. I mean, it's possible. I know. I mean, if your chute didn't come out, yeah, of course, then at that point you'd have terror. But it's an amazing experience. It's the same thing as facing an emotional fear. So one action you can take here is I want you to think about people that you have met in your life, and those situations in your life where you met them. Maybe you met them in college or high school, or maybe on your first job, who you're close to now. And then what that experience was like when you first met them. Can you go back and get a sense of what it was like and how you interacted with them? You were most likely talking to them about things that were in common potentially, or things about their life that were very interesting to you, that you wanted to learn more about, maybe where they were from, or what they like to do for fun, or what sports teams they're interested, what their major is going to be, why they chose to go to this college, what their family is like. You were interested in their life. It wasn't about you. So if you view people as interesting, you don't make it about you. When you don't make it about you, the fear actually decreases greatly because it's about helping somebody else. The objective is no longer to be liked by somebody, it's to help somebody.